stuff that is in that notebook is far worse than is being reported. I know that they keep talking about him having an escape plan, but what's really in that book.
Hey everybody, it's Spicey Kai. Today I want to talk to you about a video I found from Legal LiveWire Court Cam. It was uploaded on January 22nd, 2025. In it, a guard from MDC Brooklyn's infamous 4 North unit spills the tea about how Diddy's actually doing locked up inside the jail. This interview is an off-the-record conversation with a corrections officer who actually works inside the same jail and unit where Diddy is currently housed. He breaks down what it's like managing a billionaire in a jail jumpsuit, how the media spotlight is screwing up the vibe on the unit, and how celebrity status actually works when you're doing dead time in a federal cage. He even drops some bombs on his future predictions for Diddy if he stays in MDC much longer. And he gives us the goods on that infamous personal notebook found in Diddy's cell, the one that had everybody in court sweating, and why the BOP just let it slide like it was no big deal. But before we get started, whether you're new or returning, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit that like button for me, or the dislike if that's what floats your boat. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for me. And be sure to hit the notification bell and click all notifications so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Now let's get to the content.
I know it's hectic. I don't know what you guys make. But you don't want to lose your job. I think you guys are like G5 or G6. I can't remember, but I know it's probably too much. I'm just.
No, I understand, and it is a bit nerve-wracking. One of the reasons being they're tightening up. I've never seen the BOP react to an inmate the way that they are reacting to Sean Combs. Now, if I try to print off anything, your employee number gets fixed to the top. There's an imprint they put. They're putting all kinds of things in place to make sure we can't do the kind of things we've done in the past. They're very concerned about Sean Combs.
How do you ensure that high-profile inmates like him receive the same treatment as the other guys? Because I know how bitchy guys can get. They're, especially in a unit like that, like what you explained. It's smaller than their normal units, so everyone's a little closer. They're all eating together.
It's a struggle, especially when the person isn't helping, because Sean Combs is very concerned with Sean Combs. And you probably remember what it's like to be in a unit where there's somebody that just thinks they're more important than the other people in the unit. The food should be different for him. He should be able to have a computer and have access to that. And the fact that he can't use more than 300 minutes of phone time, all of these things that he complains about, it affects everyone else. But none of them are doing the complaining. He's going to end up getting crushed. They've had to move several people out of that unit already, Sam, and it's, I don't see anything good happening. They're having a hard time protecting this guy, and I'm not even sure how much he understands that.
Right, because they're probably seeing lots of favoritism, or what they even perceive as favoritism. It could be, I already know, it could be as like, oh, you gave him a cop out 5 times, but you told me to wait. It could be something as little as that. And
absolutely a fact.
Yeah.
Or just the other thing, that we have a lot more presence in the unit. There are always staff coming by, checking in. Because of the fact that he's in that unit, these guys have to deal with us far more often. And they're starting to get really unhappy because as we go in there, we caught someone last week with contraband in there, and they know if Sean Combs isn't in that unit, chances are that person's getting away with it.
Right. And I know when we were talking a little bit this morning, you had mentioned that they were thinking about splitting him and Luigi up, but because of resources, because I know resources suck everywhere right now, that they just had to just focus all the resources in that one unit.
The other thing We are understaffed. Not anywhere close to the proper number of staff working in here per inmate. We're probably 100 people understaffed. I'm not exaggerating. This has been plagued forever. Now, fortunately for us, it's forcing the Bureau of Prisons to look at how understaffed we are. The inmates, honestly, this is a dangerous facility because of the staffing.
Are any like the staff members kind of fanboying a little bit on the whole situation, or do they just think he's a POS? Well, I mean, which he is, but you can still fanboy over a POS, you know.
No, there's a lot of that goes on. I don't know that it may be like trying to stare at somebody that's locked in a cage. It's a fascination. You're never going to hear somebody go, I was a huge fan, or everybody kind of wants to get a look at him. And that's also an issue because you can't just sort of walk into a unit to check someone out without having an excuse of some sort. But that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. There's always an excuse for somebody to try to get in that unit to see Sean Combs, and it's bringing way more attention to the unit. And the inmates in there, yeah, they're not happy about it. And when he first got there, there was this awe kind of a thing. Like, this was a billionaire in their unit. And the fact that he was now in their unit, able to walk around and get on the phone, I think everybody was looking forward to telling the story of the fact that they were in a unit. Unfortunately, now they have to live in a unit. It affects everything. It honestly affects everything in that unit.
Yeah, dude, I could imagine, like, and even for you guys, like, that's more, like, not that you personally are, doing anything bad or bringing contraband in or anything like that, but maybe when you felt, I don't know, I shouldn't even talk about that, but I know.
The team that is working on Sean Combs' unit are handpicked, and these are people that have a history of not getting in trouble at Bureau of Prisons, not leaking information. All of us on this particular detail have been handpicked, but yeah, it's causing problems. It's also causing problems because staff in other parts of the jail feel as if they do the same amount of work, but there's somehow this rock star status for those who are guarding.
Yeah, dude. Oh, wow. Yeah. Dude, I bet.
Yeah, we're the brown noses. We're the people that ride leg.
Right. Dude, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
And I'll tell you, since you're probably looking for stuff that is bombshell and people haven't heard.
Yeah, I kind of am. Yeah.
That is in that notebook is far worse than is being reported. I know that they keep talking about him having an escape plan, but what's really in that book is him talking about how he is going to manipulate each of those witnesses. It was a game plan for he and the people on the street that he must be working with, for how they were going to try to reach out to all of these witnesses. And this is why I think that they're freaking out so bad about it. That's a big deal. It's way worse than is being reported, I promise you that.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Did anyone get in trouble for that, for taking those pictures or anything like that?
This is a policy within MDC and probably every other facility in the country, really. This is done all of the time. We take pictures of stuff that we find so that if it's not something that's immediately threatening the security of the institution where we have to take action, then we want to see if this develops. And of course, as you probably know, he was using multiple other people's PAC numbers. Yeah, all of those are recorded, and those were in furtherance of what he was writing in that notebook. So he was talking in there about specifically how he was going to, talk to this person or that person. And the reason he was using those other PAC lines was to actually try to intimidate these witnesses or buy them off. It wasn't always intimidating. It was always making an effort to influence this. They really have tightened this down. All I know is that there are a lot of people listening to phone calls. There's a lot of people but they have a team that is working, not just him, but there are so many high-profile cases that are coming through right now, and let's just say we are all kind of anticipating that there may be a few other big names that may be showing up here as well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing in that just like you. I don't mean I have any information, but I would be pretty surprised if we don't see some more famous names. It's frustrating when you hear people in interviews and they talk about how easy these folks with money have it and how their cash is allowing them to live a different lifestyle. The truth is that no matter how much money Sean Combs has currently, it's doing absolutely nothing for his ability to live any better than any other inmate in there.
That's crazy. I was going to ask you, did they, when he went to his hearings, and for the listener too, SAS is kind of like the FBI of the BOP. They investigate stuff. And when he went, because I'm sure he got written up for using people's PAC numbers, did he lose his commissary, do you know?
They have not done he has not gone in front of a disciplinary hearing on that stuff. Nope.
Oh my God.
I think the reason is this is going to make sense to you when I say it, but they don't want to close the investigation. So if they actually, hand him up on those phone calls and do all that,
sure.
they have to get all of them and hand them over to him.
Sure.
And as of now, it's just an open investigation. I don't think they want his attorneys catching all of the stuff that they've got on those tapes just yet. I'll tell you something else. He obviously dyes his hair.
Oh, no shit. That's perfect.
He dyes his hair. He has just recently started to actually try to do some working out and some things in his cell, but he's getting gray really fast.
Excellent. That's perfect. I can't really think of too much else. I don't want to keep you too much longer, dude, again, thank you so much, man.
Well, I hope to be able to give you more info as it happens, because I'm telling you right now, I was talking to my wife, and I was, bringing stuff up, and she said, you should reach out to that guy that you used to guard. And I started laughing. I said, I could always wait until he gets his ass kicked, because I'm telling you right now, this guy's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
You've done time. When you walk into a unit, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, this unit is not right. When you walk in, you know that there's tension in that unit, and it's unhealthy. Someone's gonna end up probably taking a swing at this guy. I think he's got some punches into his face in his future. It just kind of looks that way.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Spicey out.